Hey everyone, Mrs. Klein here. We are going to do April week 3, day 2. For those of you that read the Li Bing and the flooding story, we are now going to do the summary of that. Okay? So again, reminder, back behind me here is the Min River in China. And remember, they had problems with it flooding every year. They could not figure out why. And all the people that lived near there, it was really bad for them because they, they, every year, once a year, the river would overflow and flood, and their homes would get ruined. All their things would get wet, and they couldn't figure out why. Well, then the governor, remember, Li Bing, he came in and investigated. So let's go ahead and pull my summary page up. You guys know I like this. Remember, what is a summary? Who can remind me? I've been working on this for a long time now. What is a summary? Yeah, it's just the highlights from the story, okay? So we're going to tell the story without telling all the detail, basically. We're going to tell the important parts, but not all of the detail. Okay, so the title for this story that we just read, who can look on their paper and tell me the title? And it's okay if you can't say the name. I heard somebody say it. Yes, it's Li Bing and the flooding. Good. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the title up at the top. Remember, if you are working on notebook paper,
Thank you
that
for
you
my
need.
Lego set, Mommy.
You're welcome. All right. Sorry, that was my son. We just got him a new Lego set to help occupy his time. All right. So the title is Li Bing and the flooding. Now remember, on your paper, if you're on notebook paper, you guys need to put the title at the top. If you are typing it on a Google Doc, go ahead and type it at the top as well. And then we're going to have our summary paragraph underneath that. Okay, we're going to skip the characters again because it's a nonfiction text. There's not really characters, okay? Okay, so what happens in the beginning of the story? At the very beginning, it talks about how a long time ago, what happened? Yeah, the river, the Min River in China would flood and cause problems for people who lived close to the river, right? So that's all we're going to write. A long time ago, the Min River, and notice we capitalize Min River because it's the name of it, okay? The Min River in China, we capitalize China because it is a proper name as well. The Min River in China would flood and cause problems for people who lived close to the river. Okay, that's not giving all the details. It's just giving just enough to let you know what's happening at the beginning of the story. Okay, then what happens next? Or eventually, I like that. We're going to use eventually for our transition word here. What happens? Somebody comes along. Who comes along? Yeah, the governor. The governor, Li Bing. And what does he do? He decides to investigate, right? Okay, so he's going to investigate, why is this river flooding? And then once he finds out, we're not going to tell all the different details, but once he finds out that it's the snow melting from the mountains, then he knows that that's why the river's flooding, because the snow from the mountains melts and it runs down into the river and overflows, okay? So we're going to say just that. Eventually, comma, the governor, Li Bing, decided to investigate why the river flooded every year. Okay? And then we're going to add like what he found out. Okay? So we're going to say he found that the snow melting from the mountains drained down to the river, causing it to flood, right? Okay, so he found the cause. Then what happens? Yeah, he gets a group together to what? To fix the problem. How does he fix the problem? They build a wall. Remember, they called that a levee. They build a levee. To help route the water. Remember there was that other land that didn't have water on it? Well, they route the water to that other land that didn't have water and that needed water, so that way plants could grow. So they put the levee up, they routed the water there, and then the river didn't flood anymore, and the other land had water to grow plants and things. And the levee took 4 years to build, so that took a long time. But it ended up and it ended the flooding. So we're not going to put the details about it taking 4 years or that kind of thing. We're just going to leave it in general. Remember, tell the main idea of what happens at the end. What's the basic things that happen? We're going to say Li-Bing decided to solve the problem. Oops, this is calling. Solve the problem by having a levee built to route the water, not the water, to route some of the water, we'll say. They're not going to route all of it. To route some of the water to land needing water, right? Okay. And then we're just going to finish it up with one more sentence. This ended flooding. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences. That's it. Guys, you can do this. It's only 5 sentences. If you pause the screen, you can see here how to write them. All you're going to do is take those sentences and write them in paragraph form. Remember, the first line you're going to indent a little, so you're going to start it a little bit later. You're going to write to the end, and then you're going to come back down to the line and you're going to finish your paragraph and continue writing. When you come to a period, you keep writing. You just do a normal space and then you start the new sentence, okay? You don't skip down to the next line. All right, I look forward to reading your guys' summaries. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to read them. And coming up next, later this week, we will have the questions together that we'll be going through in a video. So, all right, I look forward to seeing you guys. I love and miss you. Love and hugs. Bye.